and welcome to our class today of Traveler 4. Today's lesson is about vocabulary. I am Salman Al-Fayfi, and let's get started. When we read the last article or the last reading that we had yesterday, we've heard a few words, and we will study a few of them, and we will have a new ones also. Look at the words below. That other words, do you know? What other words do you know describing part of the body? So the human body, it has many parts, many organs. What do you know about them? How many can you count? How many organs can you count? Here we have a few, but it's not all. When we see the hand, here we have fingers. These are fingers. Palm. This is the palm. The L is silent, so we say palm. Thumb. This is the thumb. The B is silent also. Wrist. This is the wrist. Lips. Cheek. This is the cheek. The side of your face. Neck. This is the neck. And here we have a brain. A brain is the physical that you can touch and feel. But what's inside, the invisible, or that we can't see also, it's the mind. The mind that contains thoughts, and when you think, you use the mind. Nerves, it's like the let's say the wires that connect your whole body, from the organs to the other parts, to your hands, to your legs, to your head. So you have inside nerves. But also we have muscles. It's like muscles is that covers your bones. And bones is the bones is that you have in your whole body. This is the bones. When you break your hand, for instance, when you break your hand, you break a bone. Or when you have an accident, la samahallah, there you break a chest, one of the bones in your chest. The bones are covered with muscles. And here you have the chest. This is the chest. It's all the chest. This is the knee. The knee, it's the part that helps you to move and go up the stairs or down and move around. Ankle is the rear part of your foot. Ankle is the rear part of your foot. Toes is the fingers of your feet. These are toes. Now, use the correct form of the words in the boxes to complete the sentences. We have a few words here, but you need to use the correct form. Correct form means if you needed to change the word to the past, or add ing or s, whatever it needs whatever you need to add. The first word is harm. Hurt. Injure. All of these three words are verbs. All of them are verbs. Injure when something bad happened to someone and he has an accident and cause him injury, so he feels something is, or break a hand or break something in his body. So this is injury, a physical damage in your body. But hurt, it is almost something you can't see. The feelings, for example, you hurt your feelings. And harm is a general word that we can say to harm your health, to harm your something in your life. One, I am sorry. I didn't mean to. Your feelings. What did we say? We have just said that. Feelings is, which one do you think? Since we have mean to, we don't add anything to the word we have, so it's hurt. We didn't say hurts or hurted because it's supposed to be an infinitive word in this space. Two, fortunately, which means luckily, no one was seriously in the accident. So an accident happened to someone, but they are all healthy, so no one got what? Injured in the past, because we have also was, which indicate that the sentence is in the past. The third one, scientists believe that chemical fertilizers can to our health. Chemical fertilizers is that we use to grow plants, is the chemical that we use to grow plants. So the answer is harm. If those chemical fertilizers, scientists believe they harm our health, they damage our health. Next group of words, we have injury. Injury is the noun from injure. A bruise, and pain. Pain is something that hurts you. This is pain. But a bruise is that something that happens that is almost a dark color, like purple color. When something hits you, or something you hit something, and there is a purple color on your skin, so this is a bruise. Let's read the sentences. Number 4, my mother was in trouble after her operation. So his mother went to the hospital and had an operation. The doctors cut into her body. So how does she feel? She feels what? Pain. She feels pain. She's still suffering from the operation. 5, the football player was not able to play in the World Cup because he had a serious knee. What? Football players, they always hit each other in a very bad way, which caused them injuries. So he had a serious knee injury. So he cannot play for a few days or a few weeks or maybe a few months. 6, the day after the rugby match, I had a big on my left cheek. So something happened to his left cheek after the rugby match. Rugby is a kind of a sport that they play in USA. So he still had that big bruise in his skin, still in his cheek. He still has that bruise, the purple color in his cheek. Then rash scratch, and blister. All of these three words are nouns. Scratch is like when you do this to somebody or something, scratch. And sometimes it leaves a blood if it was really bad. Rash is something happened when you eat something and you are sensitive to, but you still have that rash. A red color happened to your skin. A blister, something happened to your body, but it has some liquids. It has some liquids in it. Let's read the sentences. I have a on my foot. Could you get me a plaster? Could you get me a plaster? So he has something in his foot, and that's why he needs the plaster, which is a blister. A blister. 8. When I eat strawberries, when he eats that strawberries, I get all over my body. I am allergic to them. I am allergic to them. So he cannot always eat strawberries. Why? Because when he eats strawberry, he feels something is not, he feels something in his body, which is a rash. A rash. 9. It was a miracle that the man escaped from the burning building with only a few. So there was a building, a house maybe, or a company that was on fire. The building it was on fire, but the man escaped. He went out very quickly from the building, which caused him only a few scratches. A few scratches. We wrote this in plural because we have a few, which means more than one. Next group. Faint, choke, and gasp. Faint, when a man doesn't feel good or doesn't feel well when he wakes up or during the day, and he fell down. Why? And he falls down. Why does he fall down? Because we call it fainting. A choke is when you eat something and it gets stuck in your, and you cannot breathe also. This is choking. I cannot even swallow the food. I cannot even get it out. Gasp. We had the word yesterday when he said, this is gasping. 10. When I finally reached the surface of the water, for air. So I was swimming deep in the ocean or in the sea or even in a swimming pool, but I am still inside but when I get to the surface of the water, I do this, which is gasping for the air. So I gasped for the air. 11. Ali suddenly felt dizzy, and then he didn't feel well, and that's why he fainted. 12. Brian nearly on a piece of meat. So he was eating meat, and that's what caused him choking, and this is choked. It choked. And now let's see the phrasal verbs. Match the phrasal verbs in bold with the sentences below with their meanings. So we have phrasal verbs. What are the phrasal verbs? Phrasal verbs is when we use a verb with another preposition like to or if or any other words. Let's say if I say I wake up, I say wake up. This is a phrasal verb. Sit down, stand up. All of these are get out, get off. All of these are phrasal verbs. A, exhausted, tired. B, make someone conscious again. So when someone fainted, he is unconscious. But when I try to help him and get him back to life, this is what? Making someone conscious again. So I make him conscious again. Slowly have no effect. Slowly have no effect, without any effect. Catch an illness, he gets sick, which is catch an illness. E, recover consciousness. Recover consciousness. Also, when he comes back from the unconscious situation. F, recover from. Recover. So he was sick and now he is recovering, which means he is starting to feel well. Number 1, it took me nearly 2 weeks to get over the flu. So he had a flu, that caused him even sneezing a lot or coughing or so. Get over, this is the phrasal verb. It took me nearly 2 weeks to get over the flu. Which one do you think? To get over something. It is F, to recover from. So he is recovering now. He doesn't feel he is still in that flu. 2, the poet was not able to visit your school because he came down with a cold. He came down with a cold. So the poet, someone who writes poems, cannot come to the school. Why? He came down with the cold. He came down with the cold. So he catches an illness. He is very sick now. 3, when I came around, I was laying in a hospital bed. So he fainted. And they called the ambulance and they took him to the hospital. But when he came around, when he woke up, he was in the hospital. He didn't know how did he get there. So the answer is E, to recover consciousness. He recovered consciousness. He was unconscious. 4, when the doctor brought me around, I didn't know what had happened to me. So the doctors tried to save him. He didn't know what happened to him. So what do you think the answer is? Yes, exactly. It is B, to make someone conscious again. 5, the painkiller or the medicine started to wear off after about an hour, and my leg started really hurting me. So I had the medicine, but the painkiller, and now it is wearing off. It is slowly have no effect, which caused me, my leg started hurting me because I don't have the medicine in my body anymore. So it is slowly have no effect. And the last one, the doctor told Anne she was worn out from looking after her 5 children and that she needed to get some rest. She's tired from taking or looking after those 5 kids, which means that she is exhausted. This is the answer for all the phrasal verbs. Thank you so much for joining us today. And remember that a practice makes perfect. I am Salman, and thank you so much.